Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now with the main headlines. Madagascar-based office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi organizes Sultan of Authors Week to honor late Imam Shirazi. Non-violence organization calls on international community to urgently intervene to stop conflict in Sudan. Pakistan, sorrow for human rights conditions in Balochistan amid international silence. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers. This is Yunus Dawood and you're watching Shia Waves live from Imam Hussein TV 3. The Office of the Supreme Religious Authority, His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Hussein al-Shirazi in Maganga, Republic of Madagascar, announced holding of the Sultan of Authors Week on the 22nd demise anniversary of Imam Sayyid Muhammad al-Hussein al-Shirazi. May Allah bless his soul. The director of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi's office in Maganga, Sheikh Muhammad Radi Wasram, said in a statement to Shia Waves agency, the office of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah al-Shirazi has begun today, Sunday, the activities of the Sultan of Authors Week in honor of the demise memory of late Imam Sayyid Muhammad al-Hussein al-Shirazi. Wasram also added a mourning ceremony is organized for the young youth of the followers of Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, who are studying at Ahlul Bayt Center, affiliated to the Supreme Religious Authority Center. Other believers who are aware of the achievements and devotion of the knowledge of Imam Shirazi have attended this ceremony to pay tribute to him. Wasram also added that Sultan of Authors Week will witness many cultural and religious activities and programs in which Shia believers in the city will participate with the aim of introducing more about the personality and the biography of the author, his sacrifices and the efforts in defending Shi'as and Tashayyu'. The international non-violence organization Free Muslim called on the Arab countries to intervene quickly to stop the ongoing fighting in Sudan, expressing its strong condemnation of the acts of violence taking place in the country. The World Organization said in a statement received by Shia Waves agency that it is monitoring with great regret the developments Sudan's capital Khartoum is going through, expressing the condemnation of the irresponsible decline in the security and the situation and the outbreak of the armed conflict between the officials and armed forces. It also called on all parties to stop the fighting and not to continue violating the sanctity of civil peace in the country. The organization called on the influential Arab countries to rapidly and positively intervene to quell the strife and remedy the crisis before things get out of control and aggravate to a more dangerous level that may lead to dire consequences that will not only affect Sudan but even the countries of the region and the world. In a statement, the organization affirmed that the ongoing acts of violence are absolutely condemned, stressing the need for the conflicting parties to return to dialogue and mutual understanding to solve problems and to avoid further escalation. The conflict in the Sudanese capital has led to violent confrontations between the army forces and the Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and the paramilitary rapid forces loyal to his former ally, Mohammed Hamdan Daglo. According to official medical sources, 56 people have been killed and over 600 have been injured. The human rights situation in Pakistan's Balochistan province is declining on a daily basis with no media coverage or legal protection of the victims. Conditions. The following report is based on information produced by Punk Human Rights. Brings more detail to your attention.
With 31 torture victims, 58 enforced disappearances and 7 extrajudicial killings, Balochistan is facing a worsening humanitarian crisis and significant human rights violations, with the Pakistani army committing torture to deprive people of their political and human rights. According to the report, Major Asif Ghafoor's appointment as corps commander has led to a ban on peaceful political activities and paralyzed civilian institutions. The non-partisan public movement Haq to Tahrik Balochistan is seeking peaceful ways to secure the rights of the Balochistan people. However, the Pakistani army has cracked down on the movement by arresting activists, banning political activities, and instituting false charges against protesters, creating an undeclared martial law situation in Balochistan that silences any voice raised for human rights. Enforced disappearances are routine in Balochistan, with thousands arrested extra-constitutionally and subjected to mental and physical torture. The Pakistani army neither explains the charges against them nor produces them in court. The lack of action by human rights and UN officials fuels ongoing human rights abuses. The Pakistani army also detains and tortures people without providing necessary medical aid, and some victims have died from sustained injuries. The Counter-Terrorism Department of the police provides legal protection for the Pakistani army's illegal activities in Baluchistan, where enforced disappearances are carried out with fake cases. Many people, including minors, have been imprisoned on false charges and kept far from their homes. Families of the victims are intimidated from submitting evidence, testimonies, or other relevant information to court proceedings. The Pakistani judiciary has acted with bias in connection with the severe human rights cases in Baluchistan, serving as a facilitator of human rights violations in Baluchistan for Pakistani forces. Reporting for Shia Waves, Muhammad Rada.
Let us remind our respective viewers of today's headlines. Madagascar-based Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi organizes Sultan of Authors Week to honor late Imam Muhammad al-Shirazi. Non-violence organization calls on international community to urgently intervene to stop conflict in Sudan. Pakistan, sorrowful human rights conditions in Baluchistan amid international silence. Also tonight, more advanced AI technology introduced to Amaze users. And now we continue with some short news. Despite the tragic circumstances in Afghanistan is experiencing, Afghan women and girls have demonstrated their commitment and adherence to the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt and the principles and morals of Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam. In this regard, the official website of the Supreme Religious Authority, His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Husseini Shirazi, stated that women are committed to attending mosques and Husseyniyat of the Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them, during the blessed month of Ramadan. The office also added that Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra complex is amongst the centers that hold regular ceremonies and other activities for Muslim women during the blessed month of Ramadan. Local medical groups reported that at least 56 civilians killed on this conflict as conflict intensifies between the army and the Parliamentary Rapid Support Forces, the RSF. Sudanese Parliamentary Forces, the Sudanese Doctors Union, said that at least 595 individuals have been injured nationwide and dozens of troops have succumbed in their injuries. Eyewitnesses told local reports that they had seen fighter jets flying over the capital Khartoum, conducting air raids on other RCF's positions. The World Food Programme WFP said in a statement seen by Shia Waves agency that had suspended its activities as 3 of its workers killed in the military conflict. Sudanese political analysts have voiced their concerns and fear over the escalation in the country, warning that the conflict may turn into a civil war if the international community does not intervene to de-escalate the tension. A new report released on Saturday by the New York-based Nation Urban League confirmed that some local and state political figures endorse extreme views to limit what history can be taught in schools and work to undermine black officials. The report cited that most recent anti-democracy act as the Republican-controlled Tennessee House voted to eliminate 2 black lawmakers for violating a legislative rule, an indication for an increasing hate crime. According to the report, the 2 men had taken part in an anti-gun protest in the chamber after 3 students and 3 staff members were shot dead at Nashville School. The Urban League report covers violence as one of the major concerns, especially in the light of 2022 mass shooting at a grocery store in Buffalo, New York. The accused shooter left a manifesto raising the Great Replacement theory as a motive for his crime. Pakistani police said that 3 children were killed on Friday as they were playing with an unexploded bomb at a house in southwestern Pakistan. The blast took place in border town of Chaman in Baluchistan, some 150 kilometers from Quetta. According to international reports, several children die every year in unexploded bombs and landmines due to years of conflicts and war. International Dark Sky Week, which runs this year from April 15 to 22, aims to draw attention to the problems linked with light pollution and promote simple solutions available to reduce its negative impacts. Sources of light pollution, which is threatening the night sky at an alarming rate, include outdoor lighting such as street lights, commercial and residential lighting, as well as illuminated signs. A recent study shows that the world is currently witnessing an average increase of 9.6% in sky brightness. This means that although 18 years ago, sky watchers saw an average of 250 stars in the night sky, today only an average of 100 are visible. International Dark Sky Week was initiated in 2003 by Jennifer Barlow, a high school student. Specialized media in the digital world have been talking about a more advanced artificial intelligence product, AutoGPT, which is much smarter than ChatGPT. The new project has been developed by Tauran Bruce Richards, founder and lead developer at Significant Gravitas Limited, only a few months after the launch of ChatGPT. The new AI development has been introduced with more capabilities and increased intelligence. AutoGPT is expected to surprise the world with the range of human-level intellectual tasks it can perform. The new generation of AI is designed to recreate the function mechanism of the human brain. However, unlike ChatGPT, which requires chatting as its name suggests, AutoGPT does not rely on receiving multiple inputs from the user. This fascinating technology can do self-research, learn from its mistakes, and change its behavior based on the situation. Despite many advantages, the new AI model can be considered a serious threat to many businesses, particularly jobs in personal finance, writing sector, and data collection. Unlike ChatGPT, which uses a web interface, technical knowledge is required to make use of AutoGPT, which means
Come to work with me as a presenter at the Imam Hussein Charity Office. I've just woken up and I begin my day with wudu, alhamdulillah, I have access to clean and fresh water. Now, I have to pick out a nice suit because I know that I'm fundraising. I'm going to be on camera. Hopefully this color's okay with the suit. It should be. Fine. Okay. I've got my keys. I can't forget to take out the sadaqah before I leave the house. An estimated 153 million children worldwide are orphaned. Getting into the car, the first thing I do is put on the heating. It's absolutely freezing outside. Shahr Ramadan's our busiest season. We need to crack on with meetings, film some promos, run through some scripts. And we're here at the studios, Imam Hussein, headquarters in London. This is exactly where all of the hard work happens to bring you the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam on your screens. Okay, my goodness, we've got so much to do here in preparation for the Water Wells campaign, the Iftar Pack initiative, and the Orphans campaign. The team are working massively hard. Now I need to get down to the studio as soon as possible. So we're here now. I've got the mic in place. I've got the earpiece in place so that the producer can tell me and direct me what I need to do, what I need to say, what next. I'll be honest, sometimes it's very difficult to be able to listen to them and also speak, but inshallah we'll get through it. So that's my day done at the studios. Tiring day, of course, but it'll all be worth it. See you all live on Imam Hussein TV. 3 Farah Ramadan appears. Assalam.
تهدمت والله يا أركان الهدى
I am from which all life comes, and I am where all life ends. From my dust you rose, and became pieces of moving clay. From my dirt you began to breathe. From my dirt you began to feed. I am where they plant their hopes, and I am where they harvest their dreams. The grass beneath your feet, the food which you enjoy, the perfumed bright flowers, all come from me. I nourish them. I bring color and joy to life. Without me, your world would be bland, gray. I am the ground that keeps you upright and balanced. I stop you from falling. I help you build and rise above the clouds. You do not care for me until the ground beneath you begins to shake. You disgust me with your carnage and pollution. You sin as if I'm not here, as if I can't see. I can swallow you whole if I wished. I've seen mankind's loves and losses. I remember you long after you pass. Like a warm, protective blanket, I cover your dignity and lay you to rest. From me you came, and to me you return. What then say you of a body on the ground, unshrouded, unburied, unprotected? Surely your heart shudders. What say you of an earth of flowing blood, yet thousands of years later it smells like musk? What say you of a burning earth, with bodies upon it, with radiant smiles upon dead lips? What say you of Imam Hussein and his companions, that they would die for the truth, rather than live a life of falsehood? I cried out for 3 days, bury him, but I could not cover him. Today, I cry out for those who visit him. Today I welcome them, and my dust cleanses their souls.